Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had Sergeant Ward, who went toe-to-toe with an inmate in the cell like a Hell in a Cell match back in 1972, smash the subscribe button. Go and have that OG smash it right now. Now, on to the patrons. Who's doing the pipe? Denise, the real McCoy. I'm not IEXing, I'm just peeing, right? That's for the inmates that masturbate, and then when the female officer writes them up, it's like, hey, I was just peeing. Sometimes they were just peeing, sometimes they're jacking off. It's kind of one of those things. Jay, Keith, K, Devil Dog, MCC Placa, Ricardo, Maladjusted, Bankroll Suave, Mickey Bats, Carmine the Pitbull, American Mestizo, Lori, 559CO, Ruben, Cornbread Killer, CJ Zavalza, EOP Whisper, Fuck Your 602, Armando, John Wick, Abuelita's Journey, Abuelita's Irma, Las Vegas Flights Live, Gavino. On the floor acting like a bitch or some chips. You'd have to work Housing Unit 6 at Donovan to know these jokes. Priya these nuts, Lockdown 5, Crystal Ball, La Reina, Don't Trip, Winston, the Mexican Snowman, El Skid, Hobie Cat, Lead with Love, Albert 12, J.I. Esquiel, Big Bad 48, Nova, Linda, the retired CEO of Michigan Wolverines, Mikey 559, the homie Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, and Dallas Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, I can't even let you know how much you're missing out. Over there, you're going to see a lot of stuff you cannot see here. With that, make sure you hit the link in the description below. This episode right here, I got to start this shit off, man. I feel fucking bad. I feel bad, right? When jokes go too far, they go too far. I fucking joke. One of my jokes went too far yesterday. And I owe my homie an apology, right? My bad, man. I went too far, I guess. I went too far. So, with all this going on, right? You know, upsetting the higher ups in the department. Oh, they're upset, right? Why? Because their fucking dirt is exposed, man. They're not saying like, oh, none of this is true. They're like, oh, this motherfucker. How do we kill him, boss? How do we kill him? The hell, criminals? Anyways. The birds were chirping, right? The birds were chirping. Oh, where's Hector's getting all his information from? Where is Hector getting all his information from? So then people's minds start to wonder, and then they're like, oh, I bet it's this guy. Ooh, he really talks to this guy. Just so you guys know, you'll never fucking get it, right? You'll never get it, and I will never fucking say it. Ever. It's kind of where this episode's going to go. Kind of, right? So it's not going to happen, right? Give it up. Give it a rest. So what popped into my brilliant idea was, just throw them some names, mislead them, right? Throw them off the trail. It's a little tactics. So I said fucking 3 names yesterday, man. 2 of those individuals are no good. 1 individual was good, right? And when I to throw off the masses, to throw off the leads, well, that motherfucker's like, hey, dude, come on, man, come on. I'm like, you're right. I went too far, man. I went too far, right? Dispensa. Anyways, here we go. That was my apology. I told you I was gonna man up. I went too far. That was the backstory, right? Motherfuckers be trying to narrowing down who's fucking. And that's never gonna happen, right? And I'm never gonna, they could be breaking my fucking fingers backwards, pulling my toenails, pulling my fingernails, and I'm like, nah, I don't give a fuck, right? Because I'm a loyal motherfucker, period. So here we go. Different prisons, different COs. I need you guys to help me understand this mindset. COs, green. I don't think all prisons are built the same. I don't think all COs are built the same. I don't think all locations through Northern California, Central California, Southern California are built the same. Meaning, there's 3 things that I hated the most as a lieutenant in this order. Rats, cowards, and dirty cops. In that order. Well, Hector, what do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. Rats, cowards, and dirty cops. So we're going to talk about cowards, right? I'm going to throw this out for you. First question, would you agree that California prisons are dangerous? Are a dangerous environment? Well, yeah, Hector, that's because administration is making it dangerous. Okay, regardless, right? It's a dangerous environment. You got convicted felons in there. Access to drugs, fucking unlimited access to drugs. Access to homemade weapons. The rules of their own, right? If you're on a GP, fuck, even the SNY, I think, have their own fucking rules. The SNY rules are you can tell once, you can tell twice, but by the time you tell me the third time, that's it, man, we're not friends anymore. Anyways, that's the whole backstory and an apology. This fucking episode right here, man. You know prisons are dangerous, right? And inmates are unpredictable. They're fucking unpredictable, right? It's one of those powder kegs waiting to happen. When an inmate attacks an officer, what do you think should happen with the rest of the officers in the area or responding? Well, Hector, they should jump in and get in the mix. Yeah, I mean, I would think that would have to kind of go without saying. And that's something you've seen all the time, Hector. Well, this is why I'm bringing up the topic. Starting at Centinela State Prison, maybe it's a race thing. We're all Mexicans down there, man. The border's right there. There ain't shit to do besides fight, fuck, and drink and get in trouble. Maybe it's embedded in us to like want to get involved in a melee, want to get involved in a good old fisticuffs. So if you see an officer fighting an inmate, everybody's going to jump in. It's like a doggy pile, right? Like, yeah, a staff assault, right? We're not talking alarm response. Whether it's back in the day or now, what should happen? Well, yeah, everybody should jump in. Yeah, of course. That goes without saying. You got to subdue the attacker. That's the use of force policy. On top of that, everybody knows the Sureños rules. You mess with one bean, you get the whole burrito. One goes, everybody goes. So now you're thinking ahead of the game like, hey, we better mop these fools up. What do you mean mop these fools up? Like, I was in the military, right? So the way to quell violence is by overwhelming violence. That's the truth, whether you guys agree or not. And I always said this, the person that is the most violent wins. So when you're fucking fighting, we don't know if the inmate has a weapon. The probability of him having a weapon is fucking high. I hate to fucking not do my do not disturb. Motherfucker. Every morning I sit up here, and every morning I forget to turn off my do not disturb. Never fails. The probability of the inmate on a level 4 GP having a weapon is probably 99.9%. Damn, Hector, like that? Okay, 99.8%. You would be surprised that not everybody responds that way. Which kind of catches me off guard. Because you do not want to be that person that's caught on camera not jumping in and assisting your partners when they're getting attacked, when they're getting assaulted, right? You guys want to know what green side, and me of all people with my experience, you guys know how I think. You want to quell you want to stop it, right? The goal is to put them in handcuffs, right? But in the process, if you're punching away, that is called non-conventional use of force. For people like me that didn't get trained in punching, now it's called physical force because the new officers do get trained in punching. Like MMA bags and shit. So, I'm going to tell you a couple instances where cops didn't jump in when they should have, for sure. One is that officer that was bringing in the grills for the inmates. That was a bad attempted murder on COs. The dude sees and churns back and goes inside the housing unit as the rest of the Sureños just blow past him. Move! Move, man. That's one. That's all bad. There's another CO. This is the first time you're hearing me say this like this. There's another CO that was involved in that incident, the attempted murder on peace officers, in August of 2020. I believe it was 2020 when Mario Carrillo befriended that big homie. That officer ran by all the tests of officers and inmates. A test that he ran from the fucking the fighting, the stabbing area all the way across the yard to medical. And then you read that dude's report, and that dude's report said, I was being held down by 4 Southern Hispanics, 2 on each arms, 2 on each legs. And all the officers said, ALT, that didn't happen. That dude ran. All the inmates came up to me and said, hey, tell me this, LT, like, how are we holding him down when that dude was halfway across the yard when this shit kicked off? Fuck. That's not good. Probably getting upset thinking about it, right? Because again, all these people want to be COs. You don't understand it. Oh my God, it's great money. It's great money. Motherfucker, I walked away from the money. What did that tell you? Is money good? Is all money good? Probably not, right? The more money you make, I'm not going to say the more problems. The more money you make, the more you're going to make that hamster wheel spin. That's a better analogy. The faster you're spinning that hamster wheel, the harder it is for you going to get off, right? And if it so happens that administration puts a fucking stick in the spoke and you go flying off because they fired you, want to make an example out of you, that's on you. You put yourself in that position. Here we go. First watch, graveyard shift, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's a fucking skeleton crew. Ain't shit going on. Except that RJD. Donovan, Ad Seg. You had a cool sergeant there. Shout out to him. He's no longer at Donovan. He's somewhere else. He had came from somewhere else too. And I always used to like talking to those people because everybody that came from somebody else to Donovan are like, oh, fuck. Even the inmates, right? I told you guys, it's just like, oh no. Oh my God, what did I do, right? I'll be damned if this dude was not on the upper tier in AdSeg. Cell 205, 206. A section. Upper A. First watch. Think the inmate was boarded up. I don't know what the fuck happened. They were going to escort the inmate out to go to a medical appointment. The dude was claiming chest pains or something like that, right? Next thing you know, they crack that door. The inmate comes out swinging. Well, heck, isn't he supposed to be in handcuffs? The dude must have slipped the cuffs. I don't know. The dude was playing possum. They did an emergency cell entry. I don't know, right? I'm just telling you. They open the fucking door. The inmate starts now fighting the sergeant on the upper tier by himself. All bad. Scary. Middle of the night. Ain't nobody calling for help. I don't even know where the fuck the control booth officer was. Nobody called the code. You had one, I can't remember that male officer. He went and he, like I said, you see a staff member fighting an inmate, you just jump in, right? You just jump in. You just start grabbing arms, start grabbing legs, punching if you have to, right? The ultimate, and you say, stop resisting, stop resisting. Well, Hector, isn't it true that if you say stop resisting, that shit looks good on camera, I'll tell you that much. What you mean by that, you sick fuck? Like, as long as you're in handcuffs, right, you're going to continue to get punched until we say, well, you're going to continue to, once you put your hands in your back, like I said, every prison's different. Everybody will do some weird shit. But, like, stop resisting, you're making it sound good on the camera. Since they wanted to burn cops on the camera. Hey, stop resisting, stop resisting. Motherfuckers resisting. Part of the use of force policy, overcome resistance, right? Pretty good. Pretty soon, Donovan got real good at talking on camera. The COs. Hey man, I don't want to do this. But in their head, they're already going to take it there. I don't want to do this. Don't make me do this. And then, yeah, the inmate assaults the officer. The officer does what he does. Everybody goes under investigation. Anyways, that's a little backstory. I'll be damned if there wasn't an officer standing on the upper tier watching the sergeant and the partner fighting this inmate. It sucks, man. Anybody ever, you know how they get that strength? They're on drugs, they get that strength. They're mentally unstable, they get that strength. It's not a good feeling, man. You could get fucked up. You get stabbed, you get bit. Bit. I had a good friend of mine get bit in the bicep. I mean, that scarred. It's fucked up. Spat in the face, spat with saliva, spat with blood. You get shit thrown on you in the process. Motherfucker get shit his pants. Motherfucker go vomit in your face. It happens. All of this happens, right? So the best thing to do is quell it as soon and as fucking fast as possible. But not everybody has that gut instinct to get involved, jump in. For whatever reason, whether they're scared, whether they don't want to get involved because they think they're going to get fired. That's a big one too, but it doesn't matter. Fuck the firing, right? Your partner needs help at the end and there. I'm going to end it with this doozy because I couldn't believe this. This was right before I left, man. There was a fucking CO, man. Good. Well, there was a CO, man. And I developed a rapport with this CO. Nothing bad, nothing good. I mean, it was good. It was just normal, professionalism. I'm telling you, those body-worn cameras, you guys think that like, oh yeah, I'm glad you guys got body-worn cameras to show that you guys are beating up the inmates. But yeah, that was the reason why they got them. Federal court ordered. But we got to see the officers not act. Right. It exposed a lot of people. We already knew. You could tell when somebody's not going to help you in a time of need. Level 4. Charlie Yard. This is a fucking true story. They're all true stories. You got 2 cops. 2 young COs, man. Of course, you're not going to find no OG on fucking Charlie Yard. 2 young COs. One dude has his coffee mug like this. An inmate comes walking. For all the people that say, hey, an officer has had to do something to have the inmate assault him. Not true, man. I've seen this shit over and over. Motherfucker, officer drinking his coffee. Not, his guard wasn't down. He's drinking his coffee. The inmate starts by doing one of these, right? Like he telegraphed what he was going to do. So he's walking towards the chow hall. It's chow in the morning. Goes like that. Throwing a punch. The officer drops his fucking coffee. Like moves out of the way. And redirects him to the ground. Now they're fighting. Now you have him fighting the inmate on the ground. Oh, damn, I might have video footage of this, but don't trip. The partner jumps in immediately. So now you got 2 male officers fighting this inmate. Nobody could get to the radio, right? They're fighting. You can't get the radio fucking handles flying, right? Female partner, new also. And shout out to her. I even called her on the phone afterward. No, I wasn't trying to spit game. I said, hey, that was good, man. That was good. The least that she did was go over there and grab the dude's feet and hold his ankles down, right? Because these motherfuckers be kicking. I don't know if I didn't even mention. They be kicking, swinging their arms. It's fucking nuts. I don't miss that. I don't miss that shit. What is it like, Hector? It's like trying to wrestle a cattle, like a rodeo clown. It's like going to Petco Park where the homeless are, Skid Row, and getting a cobija, a sabana, and trying to throw it over a homeless person. And that motherfucker goes like this, and it's your job to put him in handcuffs. It's not going to end well. Something's going to get fucked up. Anyways, there was a dining cart. Those big silver carts that they put the fucking trays in to go around and self-feed the buildings. Now, they weren't self-feeding, just the carts were outside of the dining. Well, I'll be damned if you did not have that culinary cop hiding behind, this made me sick to my fucking stomach. Hiding behind the cart, watching. I mean, you could see everything because the dude's wearing a body-worn camera. There's AVSS, video. When I say AVSS, that's audio video surveillance system. Right above him, you got the inmate kitchen workers in the chow hall looking out the window at a staff assault. That's all bad. Everybody needs to get the fuck down, sit down, or prone out. But I told you, Charlie Yard, they don't prone out due to the A.W. Plumber and all these other suck dick puppet boys and girls that created this horrible atmosphere. Damn, Hector, that's all fucked up. Yeah, the fuck? Or give me high blood pressure. Anyways, this dude is watching. Actually, when this happened, I was in the watch office because you hear it on the radio. And it's scary when you hear something, when you hear the radio click and then you hear like, ah, ah, and it's like, fuck, your heart drops, right? Because it's clearly a staff assault. But I think on this one, we heard like a light female voice, like say, staff assault. So everybody just gets calm, quiet, or stops, like. We waited a couple minutes, and then they're like, hey, staff assault, front of Charlie Culinary. Like, fuck, well, let's run. Boom. Right? Again, you want to go help. Yeah, that officer in the culinary was like watching the fight, but sneaky. I think that dude got written up for failure to respond, which you can also get written up for. Not good. Not good. All bad. Right? So that was just a little teaser, pleaser into the mind of Green. Right? At the end of the day, there still is a job to do. At the beginning of the day, there's a job to do. There's policy, there's procedure, and then like by you not responding in an appropriate manner, that you're marked for life. You're fucking marked, man. That's no different than two inmates, different races getting in a race riot, and you got one dude sitting it out or not participating. That motherfucker's gonna get stabbed by his own fucking people. So since we cannot stab our own people, you're just fucking ostracized straight up. With that, the message for today is like, you guys better think things through, man. Motherfuckers want to chase money, chase retirements, chase. I don't know what else to tell you. Can you skate by your whole department, your whole career without using force? I don't see that happening. But I guess if you really wanted to, yeah, you can do, it's not, whatever, right? I don't know. You guys hear what I'm trying to say. You better do your fucking research before you do anything in life. With that, keep pushing forward.